Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. On Down the Track, we've been getting you the latest updates from the Ashes and all the cricketing events in the world. But I had to wait for my co-host who went on vacation. It's a busy week next week, so that's why he went on a vacation before he was considerate. He knew Boxing Day is coming, and that's going to be very busy for sports and cricket in particular, with so many test matches going on. But yes, this topic I wanted to wait and discuss with him. All the other stuff we're getting you to you on time, but this topic I had to discuss with my co-host Abrar Aziz. India touring South Africa, but we need to talk about that Virat Kohli press conference. Abrar, how are you doing, man? Good to have you back.
I'm glad to be back. Very kind of you to allow me this vacation a little bit earlier. I know you didn't allow me in the Boxing Day, even though I wanted to go. It's my wife's birthday on Boxing Day, but for
Oh
you,
my
I've
God.
but for you, I have preponed my trip. So anyway, coming back to coming back to cricket. It takes the shine off such an important tournament. I think for India, I think going to South Africa has always been one of those places where it's always been fun for India to go. It we I don't know if we've spoken about this offline or was it on air a few months back, but I always told you that BCCI could be BCCI's biggest problem. Like because of the power that BCCI possesses right now, they tend to have this kind of so much power in terms of like their decision making and all of that stuff. But we always discuss, like if there was anything that's going to mess around with BCCI, it's going to be BCCI itself, and this is kind of what has happened. It is unfortunate that
Yeah.
Virat Kohli has this kind of an attitude where he will kind of put out he'll be straight up. He won't mince words. He's always been like that. You've seen him in the past as well. Win, lose or draw, I think Virat Kohli's always been very honest to himself. So it's very clear that Virat Kohli wasn't informed about the decision. What BCCI has done in the background is very confusing, and it's very unfortunate that it's come to this, because now you have two very players with a lot of pride in Rohit and Virat, who've already had altercations in the past, are again in the midst of it. Maybe this time not because of them. And then you have a Rahul Dravid who's probably torn between two people now, and is going to be very tricky, and is going to have to he's going to have to find the exact words to say to both of them so that Indian cricket doesn't suffer. Because as soon as Indian cricket starts suffering, that's going to be the problem. I really hope that's not going to be there. But what has actually gone down is very, very unfortunate. I think that the BCCI should come out clearly and clean this up. Virat Kohli should come out clearly and clean out whatever. I don't think Virat Kohli is at fault here. I think it's more BCCI. So whatever it is, there has to be a clean slate before the Boxing Day, before 26th of December. There has to be some kind of clarity from the BCCI of saying that this, and this has happened. We have cleared it out. Whatever, Virat should come and say, I'm happy, I'm ready to go. And whatever it is, the decision, I know Rohit Sharma is now out of the test series because of injury. That kind of helps. So Virat, you are the man at red ball cricket. Rohit, you are the man in white ball cricket. This is how we have gone forward with things. What has happened should be taking a back seat. And I think that it's very, very important now that whatever the drama was is taking a back seat, and cricket takes front seat.
But the thing is, the way I look at it, it's very confusing. So I'm looking at it from different angles. One thing is that Virat Kohli, right now, we believe Virat Kohli because he came out and said it on record. So we believe
Yes.
him, right?
Yes.
We believe him that he did not. He was informed 1.5 hours before
Before.
that he's not
Yep.
going to be ODI captain. He was told after after the test team selection that you're not going to be a one day captain, right? And he also insisted that he was never asked to stay as T20 captain. When he said he was going to resign, he said that they welcomed the decision with open arms. Now there's two things. I don't see a solution to this, because the only thing I see that BCCI can do is come and say, listen, these are the call records. This Ganguly clearly told Virat Kohli that, listen, stay for the T20 captaincy. And if that record does come out, then Virat Kohli is the one who's not saying the truth, right? So now it's come to a stage where one is lying, one is saying the truth. Right now,
Definitely.
in me and your opinion, it looks like we're sharing the same opinion, is that Virat Kohli is saying the truth because he came and said it on air, whereas Ganguly, when he was asked about it, he said there's no comment.
Yeah.
So whether, we're not saying Ganguly is lying or anything like that, but right now the BCCI as a whole, they look like they are lying, and that Virat Kohli is right. And I think the reason why, everyone's like, Virat Kohli is a blunt guy, he'll say whatever and this and that, but also there is a build up to this. You have to understand that there's been sources in the BCCI. I'm not saying it's Ganguly, I'm not saying it's Jay Shah, I don't know who it is, but there's sources in BCCI who have been leaking this information. Oh, Rohit Sharma is not playing. Oh, Virat Kohli didn't want to play ODIs because it's his daughter's birthday. right? He might have said it before that he's not available in these dates or he wants a vacation on these days. But he clearly came out and said, I want to play the ODI series, I'm available for selection. So he probably got irritated with those people who are leaking this information to the media.
Yeah, agreed,
It's simple as
100%.
that for me. So then it's BCCI as a whole. For me, it's not just Ganguly. If Ganguly is if Ganguly came out and said that, which is, if it is wrong, then it's wrong. He shouldn't have come and said that. It honestly was a weird statement saying that I asked Virat Kohli to stay and he didn't want to stay. You don't need to say all that. It's done. It's done. Whatever it happened is happened, right? But the fact now he said it, I'm still thinking that he's just the front. There is like a whole that whole organization, there's issues there which have and there's leaky taps all over the place. And I think Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma both are not liking it in that sense. Rohit Sharma right now, we don't know what his reaction is, but Virat Kohli cleared that he doesn't have an issue with Rohit Sharma. He's like, I've been saying this for 2 years, there's no issue. And I saw them both on the field live with my eyes. I saw them on TV in the last 6 or 7 months. I don't see an issue when it comes on the field. Off the field, they're not, I don't know if they're the best of friends, but that doesn't really matter. Me and you have only met like once or twice in lives, but we talk to each other every single day.
Every day.
So it doesn't really matter, right? Like
Yeah.
everyone has their own equations. So I think in that on the field, I don't see a problem. There might have been during the World Cup with the Dhoni call and everything, of course. That's on the open. But even then, who is leaking that information? How do you and me know that there's a rift? How do you and me know that, there's a rift between Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, or BCCI and Ganguly? There's someone in the BCCI leaking it. Why are they leaking it then? I honestly think that, listen, there's no cricket going on for 1 or 2 weeks. We need to be in the news, and this is the way to be in the news. We need to overshadow the Ashes. I mean, that's just a way. I'm not saying that this is happening, but it looks to me like that. I'm like, why are you leaking this kind of information? If it's true or not true, that's secondary, but we don't need to know this information.
I agree,
We want to know.
100%.
Yeah. Sorry, you wanted to add
It's very, very unfortunate. I just literally said, right. I feel like the way this BCCI has handled everything since Virat Kohli's decision to step down as T20 captain, the way they did just a week before the tournament, before an important T20 World Cup. Just from then, I think the way that things have just gone on, and then of course, the T20 World Cup didn't
Do
go
you
very
think,
well.
sorry to cut you there, but just to add to what you're saying, do you think that when Virat Kohli had total power, when he was captain of 3 formats and he had Ravi Shastri's backing who would come and defend him on every single thing,
Yeah.
do you think at that time he did a few things which pissed off people in the BCCI and now it's a kind of tit for tat kind
Payback.
of thing or something like that?
It's absolutely
Because I'm
possible.
not saying that Virat Kohli is an angel. He might
Yeah.
have done mistakes as well, right? We don't know, right? Like in terms of selections, he might have made some calls. He might have taken too much power into his hands. But right now, he doesn't have that power. We don't know exactly what's going on. But do you think it could be something like that?
It's very possible. Like, I would not be surprised if something like that has happened, because Virat Kohli, knowing the kind of nature that he has, he's always been this go-getter. He's like very blunt, very straightforward, and he's probably done some stuff when he had an insane amount of power to piss off a few people. He's been backed by his coach, so they couldn't have done anything at that time. But now, obviously, there's no same situation. Ravi Shastri has come out in the open and said that there was some people that didn't want him to be a coach again and stuff like that also. So there's an extreme amount of drama that's going on. It's almost like one of those Saas Bahu serials that you see in one of those back in the day from, like, it's almost insane the way these things are unfortunately going down. At this point in time, I feel like it's very, very important to clear out all of that and put cricket in the forefront, because otherwise it's all going to be in everyone's mind. Just imagine, like, you're someone like a Ravi Ashwin who's probably not involved in all of this right now, but you're going to come out there with with a captain who's irritated, and with a white ball captain who's apparently apparently Virat Kohli backed you in the T20 World Cup, and then you come in and now Virat Kohli is not the white ball captain anymore. So Rohit Sharma, so you have to prove yourself to Rohit Sharma. So there's a lot of uncertainty amongst the players also. There'll probably be a few players that Virat likes, and now suddenly Rohit Sharma is now the more important one. So now you have to be liked by Rohit Sharma as well. So the way these things have gone down, it's just very, very unfortunate. I think. I'm not saying that there'll be difference or two different camps in the thing. I don't think that's how it is. I think everyone's a professional and they'll go out to play cricket. But I think that there has to be a clarity in minds of all the players, of the coaching staff, of the captains, and just clear it out. If you know that the biggest board in the world in BCCI is all over the place right now with their statements and stuff like that, you're always going to double think yourself when you say anything or do anything, right? Rohit Sharma is going to think, okay, Virat is being treated like that. I have to be different. I have to be in a better position. There's just too much or too many ifs and buts, and unfortunately that's really taking out a very sour taste in us as viewers and fans and stuff like that. And someone like a Dada, who we've all really cherished and grown up to really have that respect, is if he's doing stupidity like that, it's unfortunate. If Dada has to come out there, and like you said, he's probably just a front of a lot of people with a lot of power in the back who are throwing him out as the hangman. So it's unfortunate
Yeah,
if that's the
but
case
even
as well.
then, like but even then, if he's doing it, we still have to blame him because he's the face, right? What can we do? Like he's the
Exactly.
president. He also needs to realize from that end that he was in this position as well with Greg Chappell and everything, and
Yeah.
it left a
Yeah.
sour taste. We still talk about that instance, and now this thing is getting recreated. And unfortunately, in Indian cricket, it's not only on-field stuff. We always have to talk about the off-field things,
And this will
and
always, irrespective of however this goes on, and hopefully India just goes out and smashes South Africa 3-0 win or whatever. It's still going to be the talk of the town. Is always going to be the way this situation has been created, and it was just not needed. People in power, BCCI has the power to communicate. Okay, maybe Virat Kohli didn't agree, but at least have some kind of record. You can't lie on national television and be like, oh, we told him he was appreciative, and then Virat comes out and says stuff like that.
yeah.
It's not that hard to have clear communication. Even if it is 1.5 hours before, fine. You know what, we informed him before, but if you didn't inform him at all, that's not right. We
Yeah,
informed him before, we
no,
told him
that's true.
about it.
Sunil Gavaskar mentioned that. He said that, listen, you still got to know, right, 1.5 hours before.
Correct.
There's been captains who got to know on the flight
On
by the
this.
pilot,
Yeah, yeah.
right? I think he was an interim captain, but
Yeah.
so fine. You told him a bit later. I don't think Virat Kohli was happy with that. I think he wanted to know a bit more in advance, but he still accepted it. He said it's fine, and he also mentioned in the press conference that, listen, I didn't win trophies, so they had a reason, probably that might have been the reason. It's fine, it's okay, no problem. But he showed that he wanted to be ODI captain. So yeah, I just want to take a few comments from Ashish saying Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli are both amazing leaders and great players for India. It's sad to see the board creating rift by the way they are handling stuff, and especially the announcements they made.
I
There's
completely agree.
more clarity of role in X-Men Cricket Club, which is our cricket club there in Toronto, than BCCI. Yeah, I think it's good to see that Rashish is taking both players' side, but I agree. Like they're two top players, and clearly there is not much rift anymore, right?
No,
It could
yeah.
have been before. It could have. I think there was a problem. In my opinion, I think there's a particular problem in that semi-final match because Rohit Sharma also did amazing in that World Cup. He was probably
Yeah.
really upset when they lost, and there's a decision that he didn't like, which is fine. If there's a decision you and me don't like, we also we will have
We'll
that
hash it
argument.
out. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I'm sure they're fine, and I think they're more than cordial because I've seen them laugh around in the field in the last few months and
Even
joke
even
around.
their even their wives are now in a picture in the same frame together again. So everything is almost
Yeah,
fine
I
now.
think. Yeah, I don't know where you saw that. I need to see that picture, send it. But because I saw one picture, they weren't there together. But yeah, these things I
Yeah.
don't really look into because on the field you need to see they're talking, they're communicating, and Virat Kohli goes to Rohit Sharma as his vice captain. I saw it in the World Cup also. He went and spoke to him that, listen, what should we do here? What should we do there? I don't know what the conversation was, but you can see that interaction there. That is the most important because what comes first? India comes first. If your best players are communicating, it makes it better.
You know what I was thinking about after this? Inside Edge doesn't need any creative people now. They can just use this.
I was
They've already gone with almost the same names in Bayu and Rohit. It's
yeah.
almost already there. All they
I
need
was
to do
just
is
going to
just
tell you
continue.
that, yeah, it looks like very similar what's going on, and in that, I don't want to make any spoilers, but you can see that like rivalry turns into friendship, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
which is crazy, but yeah. Also, I wanted to ask you, going into this, Rohit Sharma's fitness. I wanted to talk about because he is white ball captain now until the 2023
2023.
World Cup. Yeah, I don't think there's any contract, but I'm assuming he's there for the 2023
He
World Cup, right?
better. Otherwise, it's such a pointless decision to do that.
No, but the problem is that he's 36. He's going to be 36. Then he's 34 now. Age is just a number. I completely
Yeah,
agree. Cristiano Ronaldo is smashing it right now in the with the goals, and he's been
yeah,
playing every game, which is fine. But Rohit Sharma has fitness issues, and he's getting older. This is not going to get easier.
yeah.
I just feel that he can play, no problem. 36, he can play. But what if he's not fit? Then who's your captain for the World Cup?
It's very tricky. I think Rohit Sharma will have to take a very very important and big call here, and I think he will have to drop red ball cricket off of his.
Bro, but he's been waiting for the last 4 years to play red ball cricket.
That is true, but now things have changed suddenly for him. Now he's captain, right? Before, if he was playing only, he's playing as a player, it makes a very big difference. Now he needs to prioritize white ball cricket because he needs to win them a T20 World Cup and a World Cup, a 50-over World Cup in the space of 2 years. Okay, and
Wasn't
if
it just
you,
simpler to make a Rahul or a Pant or somebody? I'm not like judging captaincy wise. I think Rohit Sharma is the best captain in India have right now, based on IPL performances, Asia Cup he's won the Nidas Trophy, he's won tournaments,
yeah,
for India, and he's won for his IPL franchise. So he is a solid.
yeah.
I think he's the best option for captaincy. But does it make sense for a younger captain to come just based on fitness and everything?
I when
And he's the
when there
vice
was
captain of the test team. The Ashish just mentioned that he's the vice captain of the test team, and you want him to leave Test cricket. He's just been announced vice captain.
I agree 100% with Ashish. I know Ashish is a very big Rohit Sharma fan, so I would like to
No,
apologize to
Virat Kohli.
Ashish.
He's
Oh,
a huge Virat Kohli
he's a
fan.
Virat Kohli
The
fan, but
other punter
yeah,
is Rohit Sharma fan. So that's why they both
Punter is the
clash.
Mumbai
Yeah,
Indians fan also, but yes.
yeah. They both clash on
So
that.
sorry, yeah, but I think just it's a hard decision. Like you said, 34 in this day and age when the amount of T20 cricket and white ball cricket that in general that is being played, and with India with the onus of India, you're the captain of the Indian cricket team. It makes it a very big difference. It's not like you have a summer off like New Zealand or Australia or someone, where you can take a few months to just recoup. India doesn't take days
Yeah,
off. So that's the problem.
yeah.
So you have to prioritize. When are you going to get your rest? When are you going to get your recoupment time and stuff like that? In my opinion, in the World Cup, you're not the captain. Virat Kohli will now be even more charged up to be captain till the T20 World Cup, which is in 2 years' time from now. Sorry, not the T20, the Test Championship, which is in 2 years' time from now. So I think that they're going to be focusing on that for sure. So I think it's a very hard decision, but I think that's the only way he's going to be able to recoup. That's the only way he's going to be able to play about 8-9 months of cricket. He's going to need his rest as well. If he doesn't get his rest, it's going to be very hard. Injuries are going to start clicking in. You already start seeing you play about a month, you get injured. You've seen that happen just now with him as well. He played the T20 series, the T20 World Cup, and he played three T20s, and he's now injured again. So it's
Even in
going
the
to happen
IPL, like he gets injured, he plays.
every
Sometimes the
few
injury,
days.
sometimes
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So he's going to really have to start thinking long and hard if he wants to be T20, if he wants to be World Cup winner in 2023. Is that more important for him? And it's in India, so it gives him an advantage to really go out there and win this one for him. Or does he want to play test cricket, in which his yes, he's a great player, no doubt about that. He's really shown himself in India and abroad as well a little bit now, by being a very good player of red ball cricket. But there's budding young talent in Shubman Gill, in Mayank Agarwal, and stuff like that that are starting to make that opening slot their own as well. I think that he should give that opportunity to them, let them evolve over there, and let him focus on white ball cricket. It's a harsh call, but that's what I think it should happen.
I think they need to cut IPL games. I know it's not going to happen, but they have to cut
That
IPL
it's
games.
only
Like
gonna it's
Ash,
only gonna increase, bro. Because now with two more teams, that's almost 4 games for every other team,
but
every
they
other club.
have to cut, bro. Look, Ashish saying why he plays for Mumbai Indians. For in Mumbai Indians, he still plays even if he's injured. Such a stupid guy. But that's the problem. There's too much pressure
And then
in.
it's 16 crores, bro. It's this much. The money also, he's now been retained for 16
Yeah,
crores. You're going to
but
have to.
if he was 10 years younger, or if he was like
He wouldn't have gotten the
like
16 crores if he
look,
was
I
10
don't want
years
to talk too
younger.
much, huh?
He wouldn't have gotten the 16 crores if he was 10 years younger. This is his last big contract. So he's going to have to make the most for it. That's what I think should happen.
No, I just think that you have to leave something, and if you just
And
make
that's why
vice
I'm saying
captain
the
of
only thing that Rohit Sharma can possibly leave with, which is in his own hand, is the test matches, because he's captain of Indian white ball cricket, and he will not leave Mumbai Indians because he makes a lot of money from there. जितना भी पैसा मिल रहा भाई Indian cricket के लिए, you're getting all these things. The amount of money that you're getting in IPL for 2 months, you're not getting anywhere else. So you have to be
yeah,
realistic
Ashish
about
saying,
that.
but you are on national duty when you play for India, national duty or club cricket for money.
Bhai, you how many footballers we've seen leave their
Yeah.
club country teams to continue their club growth. We've seen it happen a lot, especially at the age of 33, 34. You see a lot of players retiring from international so that they can prolong their club career.
But I'll tell you something. I agree with you. If like Owen Morgan, he's 36, right? He's going to be 37. He captained England in this T20 World Cup at the age of 36, 2 years older than Rohit Sharma,
Yeah.
and he looked fit and everything. He took that to the semis. Unfortunate, they didn't win, but they performed well in that tournament, right? but Owen Morgan doesn't play test matches.
Exactly,
He does play.
and he doesn't play test matches. He plays no red ball, and England gets breaks. England gets the summer off. England gets a couple of months off every now and again. India don't get that, and he doesn't play. So he is playing about 6-7 months in a year, which is fine. If you're going to play 7 months in a year, you're totally fine because you have 4 months to really recoup, and you have 1 month to prepare and stuff like that as well. That's what you need. Well, in the Ashes now, Owen Morgan is recouping. He's chilling now. He's enjoying. He's taking a time off.
Yeah,
He's spending time with family. If you're going to be playing 11 months out of a year, when are you going to spend time with your family? You're going to get that
yeah,
bubble. Yes, I know India is allowing everyone, their wives and families and all to travel with them. But at some point, you want to stay at home and you want to take a few weeks off. You know, you want to take a few weeks off from everything. That is what is
yeah.
important.
Ashish saying football is different, but in my opinion, I think they're going in that line only. Because I'll tell you something, it's not only with Rohit Sharma, it's with Virat Kohli also. I've seen Virat Kohli take off the Asia Cup.
Yeah.
Right, that's also national duty.
Yeah.
He took off the Asia Cup. I don't know
Yeah.
if Ashish will like this, but he took off the Asia Cup. But
He's
he never.
also he's also the only person who's also taken off. Ashish, I'm sorry, but he's also the only person who's taken off from test matches to go be with his wife for deliveries. You've seen a lot of players not being able to go for that as well. I'm not saying it's
Yeah.
a wrong thing to do, but
Yeah.
he's taken time off to do that.
They both done. Rohit Sharma's also done it. They both
Exactly.
done it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it's moving towards that football kind of culture, and where in the IPL becomes priority at times. It could be the paycheck, it could be owner pressure, it could be anything. But IPL does become priority at times. I don't see these. I hardly see these guys unless they're very injured miss IPL game. Rohit Sharma and Kohli, I've seen them miss IPL games, but very few. And it's
Even
not about rest. I've seen them miss India games.
in
Yeah, sorry.
IPL, you have a little bit more leniency. If you're 65-70% fit, you'll still play an IPL game because you have to bat. Then you can take some time off. You can go in the field for 4 overs. Then you can say injury and go out and sit there for the remaining part. So if you're 70% fit, you'll still play an IPL game. For Indian cricket, you can't do that. At 100% fitness is required,
Yeah.
and you have to do those yo-yo tests. I don't think any IPL teams are requiring yo-yo tests.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
no,
it's
and
mushkil
that's the thing. And that's the thing. Look, Virat Kohli, that Asia Cup, I clearly remember it wasn't for anything. It was just he wanted rest, right?
Yeah.
For that West Indies series as well, it was purely he wanted rest.
The
I'm
Nithadas as
saying,
well. Even the Nithadas, he just wanted rest in
yeah,
2018.
yeah. When he wanted rest, it wasn't for anything. He just wanted rest. So, national duty, it's not like that anymore. Like, yes, if it's World Cup or IPL, they probably choose World Cup. But again, this World Cup, they shouldn't have played so many games in the IPL if they knew that the World Cup
Exactly.
is 2-3
That's
weeks.
the
They
whole
shouldn't have played.
fatigue situation happened because of that only.
Yeah,
Pakistan
and we're
had
not telling you
Pakistan had
this.
3 weeks off. They looked a
Yeah.
strong team. Australia barely played any of their players in the thing, and all these guys were all any of the. If you notice the top 4 teams, all of them had barely any players playing, and Pakistan was the strongest of the lot because they won 5 out of 5 because they were the well rested team, and India looked extremely jaded because they were playing 2 weeks before. They had no rest.
Yeah.
Sitting in Abu Dhabi, didn't go back home.
And
Nothing.
we're not making these calls. These are the calls of the players and the board and everything. We're not prioritizing. We're not saying that India is not important. I think India is extremely important. I think playing for international cricket, if you're playing a test match, is more important than any other game.
Bro, our kids, when our kids will be doing this podcast, I can guarantee that Indian cricket will not be as important as IPL cricket because I'm talking 25-30 years down the line. I can guarantee in 25-30 years down the line, it's going to be like exactly like football is, where IPL will probably be playing 4 to 5 months a year, and Indian cricket or international cricket is going to suffer. That's going to happen.
Because it's going to happen. Unfortunately, that's what it is. And also, with injuries, you're playing so much cricket, right?
Yeah.
Injuries shorten span. Hardik Pandya is my age, 28. I'm getting old as well, but he's my age. He's 28, right? But 20, I would say from 22 to 33, 34, you're in peak fitness. Even 36, you're in peak fitness as a guy. Yes, you'll have injuries. Even at my age, at your age, we'll have injuries, right? But with the amount of games you're playing, that's going to exponentially increase, and that's when you want to play more IPL. Why? Because you need that check
money
as well, right? You need that money. You need to make your investments. You need that stuff as well.
Hardik Pandya with a back problem is going to get 12 crores from Ahmedabad, and he's going to chill 12 crores per year for the next 3 years. He gets one more big contract. He's sorted for his life, for the rest of his life. If he makes some good investment and makes some good money, that's all he needs to do. So you have a 35 crore paycheck coming in the next 3 years. What are you going to choose? You tell me.
No, exactly, and I agree with I mean it's everyone's personal choice. I'm not going to judge. Why is he going after IPL? Like if I'm offered that much money, I'll also have to think about it.
And also IPL also helps you in your brand because you suddenly become a Mumbai Indians
Yeah,
player, you become a brand. Then the teams have their own brand teams, and these brands will get you more sponsorships, and you'll get more money through all of that as well. That is more happening because of IPL than India now. So you have to think of
yeah.
that as well.
Yeah, Abu Bakar's in the house, our loyal fan as well. He's like, Musti bhai, shadi kabe? Arey, Katrina ki shadi hogi bhai. It happened last week, right? Bro, where are you, man? Abu Bakar, you need to be like with things. He's in Toronto now. When I left Toronto, he reaches
Bro,
Toronto.
Abu
He's in
Bakar needs
Toronto.
to calm
He's not
down
up
in his
to
fantasy Premier League. What is this 1,100
date.
something? How will people like me get to you? Abhi, I'm still struggling with 1,000 points right now. Give me some few bad game weeks so that I can come catch up to you, Abu Bakar, please.
Man, don't talk about fantasy Premier League, man. It's very depressing. It's the biggest emotional roller coaster I think ever. I urge everyone to I urge everyone to take part. But yeah, man, Abu Bakar is killing it right now in fantasy Premier
He's been
League.
doing
And
it for even last season. He was so good. Abu Bakar, I need some tips, bro.
so if you didn't have Aubameyang for the whole season, you would be close to me. Oh, I agree with
Um,
that. I agree with that.
I
Honestly,
removed.
honestly, there is me and you have this issue. We saw it in our prediction game last season also that we'd make stupid moves just because we have this bias and we have this ego within us that no, we can't.
Yeah.
I haven't captain Salah for 6, 7 game weeks, and that's just my ego. I have captained him as well, so it's not just oh he's Liverpool player, but it's that inside we have that ego that no, we need another guy.
भाई मैं
Uh,
6 साल से I've been playing FPL consistently. I haven't been very good. It's because of my ego. I agree. I always have a lot of Arsenal players, but I've never taken a Spurs players in my life in these 6 seasons. But now I have Regulon and he's giving me points. So hopefully that continues.
you missed out on a lot of Harry Kane points. But just to get back to the topic of cricket,
Yes.
Don, with the series now, we don't know what the pitches are going to be like. We don't know what the squad is. I don't even know who's in the South African team because all we're talking about is Virat Kohli versus Ganguly versus BCCI versus Rohit Sharma. But it's not going to be an easy tour. I think South Africa will prepare pitches accordingly. It's going to be help the fast bowlers. There's going to be a tinge of green on the pitch, and Rabada and Nokia will cause some problems. Just quickly, we will go into detail in another podcast, but just quickly, your thoughts on the cricket side of things.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I've actually started to really enjoy pacey pitches with a tinge of green because the likes of Bumrah, Shami, Siraj, these guys are really looking very very menacing as well. They've really grown as a bowling unit, so I'm looking forward to that. The problem will again come with the batting, and I really hope that the Pujara, Rahane, and Virat, the 3, 4, and 5 can really step it up because I think it's time. I think this is I think Pujara is the only one who's a little bit better off than Rahane at this point. Sorry, Virat, of course, is Virat. But I'm saying in terms of Pujara Rahane, I think Rahane's last real series to really make a mark here. If he doesn't get a century or two, then it's going to be very, very difficult for him to continue because the likes of Vihari, Shreyas Iyer, and these guys are really starting to knock the door real hard. So it's going to be important for them to start making that, for Rahane to start making that call because Shreyas Iyer is now really knocking hard on the door. Another good performance from him will make Rahane's decision very, very, keeping Rahane in the 11 very hard. So I think the batting needs to really, improve. And I think the KL Rahul and Mayank Agarwal at the top, if they can really take the series without Rohit Sharma and really go out there and make a mark as opening batsman, I think that we can continue to see them for a few seasons of a good formidable partnership, which is I think missed in Indian cricket. You've tried Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma, KL, Mayank. You've tried a few options and it's really not worked out very well.
Yeah, and I think that answers Abu Bakar's question: who will be India's test openers? According to you, it will be Rahul and Mayank
Mayank and Rahul
Agarwal.
at this point, yeah.
Okay, and Ashi asking 4 seamers and 1 spinner. Is that the combination you'll go with?
I think so. I think Jaddu has. Jaddu's not in the team. So who's going
He's
to be
not.
your seamer?
And there's no
Is
Akshar
spinner?
Patel as well.
Yeah. So there's who's it going to be?
It's
Giant.
Ashwin and Giant. Yeah,
Yeah. So then who's your? I think it's going to be three
Vihari. I would
seamers.
go with Vihari as the second spinner and go. Yeah.
But if you play Rahane at 5, then are you going to drop Shreyas Iyer after that position? Because at 7 you're playing Saha. So who's at number 6?
You're not gonna play Rahane.
So no Rahane in your opinion.
I
Okay.
don't think so.
So Vihari at 6 and Shreyas Iyer at 5 then.
Yeah.
And then you have the
No,
4 bowlers.
Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant is that?
Saha is at 7. No Saha.
No.
Okay,
Rishabh Pant is gonna play.
so you're saying I'm saying Mayank KL,
Yeah.
Pujara, Virat, and then you play Shreyas Iyer, and then you play Pant at 6, and then you play Vihari at 7, and then you have Ashwin at 8, and
Or
then
you
you
have to
play
go
three
someone
fast
like
bowlers.
you have to go like a Shardul Thakur at 7, but and Ashwin at 8.
You play Pant at 7. Oh, sorry, you play Vihari at
Vihari.
7, I think, and then you go
Then you have
Ashwin
four
at 8, and
bowlers.
then you play three fast bowlers after that.
You have three fast bowlers, and then you're one bowler short.
You're always going to be with this situation that
Yeah,
and
but I
no,
think in
no
these
one talks.
South African conditions, from what I've seen since 2017, 18, that like the consistent score is 180 to 220, 250. I don't think it goes sometimes they do score 300 or sometimes under 150, but that's the range
Yeah,
usually. So I think if it's that range, if it's those kind of pitches where it's going to seem from ball one, then I think four bowlers could be okay. But again, it's a bit of a risk. But yeah,
and
let's
then
see
you
how it
play
goes. We'll
Bumrah, Shami, and Siraj at your fast bowlers probably.
Yeah. We'll go into the combinations more in detail as we approach, but
Yeah,
I think we have almost less than 10 days to go.
yeah,
So hopefully
yeah,
we look
yeah.
forward to that. And yeah, the Ashes has been very one sided. It's been quite boring in that sense. And it just goes to show India's achievement in Australia. It was a great achievement. Right now, they're steamrolling England. And
Impeccable.
I've seen Australia's steamroll apart from South Africa and now India. I think I've seen every team struggle like this in Australia. So it's
I
not an
agree.
easy place to go. There is methods where you can beat them. You have to try to see off that new ball, and you have to set kind of smart fields for their
Yeah,
batsmen
yeah.
and be consistent with your lines and lengths. But apart from that, it's not an easy place to go. And yeah, England are showing no fight. So yeah, we will get you Ashes content, but right now Australia are cruising in this Test match, 280 run lead, 9 wickets in hand, and I think it's going to be like what 450 target, and
Yeah,
they'll get England all out. Yeah.
quite easily. Yep, I agree.
Yeah, but Don, I think thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Abubakar and Ashish, for joining us as well. Make sure you stay tuned. We will get you the latest from the cricketing world with this tour coming as well, the India South Africa tour. Hopefully, less controversy and more cricket. But even if it's controversy, we will love to talk about it.
It's
So
always
that's
fun.
completely fine. Yeah, we're not going to complain as long we're talking about in and around about cricket. So
Yeah.
yeah, Don, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you very soon. Take
Yes,
care.
sir.